Om Shanti, welcome all of you to the episode on spiritual significance of Holi. There are some technical issues at Sapna Didi's end, so we'll start in a few minutes from now. In the meantime, we'll sit in silence and invoke the Supreme Being. Okay, so welcome all of you, and thank you Nikhil bhai. So we just came to know that Didi has just joined, so welcome Sapna Didi. And before we begin, I would just like to play a small video on Holi. It's a beautiful festival in India. We call the festival of colors. A lot of festival with has zeal and enthusiasm, with people play around with lot of colors as well. So I'll just share the screen and play that video for y'all. Just a moment. There are some technical glitches from my end as well. It will take a minute. Just a moment. Or in the meantime, either Nikhil bhai or Anu sister has the video. I don't know. I can't see it in my screen here suddenly.
Yes, I can play.
It's there. It's there. Okay. So I hope it's visible and audible as well now.
खुशियों में हम झूमे
होली मतलब पवित्रता।
होली मैं भगवान की होली।
बीती बातें खत्म हुई, फास्टिस और होली।
होली आई रे 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 खुशियाँ लाई रे लाई रे होली आई रे होली आई रे
परमात्मा के संग से, उनकी शक्तियों के रंग से अपने को रंग ले, बीती बातों को खत्म करे, प्यार, खुशी, एकता के कभी न मिटने वाले रंग सब पर लगाएं। मीठे और सम्मान भरे बोल की दिल खुश मिठाई सबको खिलाएं।
पवित्रता के श्वेत रंग में सारे रंग समाए, जो इसे अपनाए उसको सारे रंग मिल जाए। बीती बातों को भूले, अपनों को गले लगाए, प्रेम और आनंद के रंगों में हम रंग जाए। जीवन अपना धन्य बनाए, विकारों की होली चलाए। जीवन अपना धन्य बनाए,
जीवन को ही होली बनाए। हैप्पी होली, होली मुबारक।
होली आई रे होली आई रे खुशियाँ लाई रे लाई रे
Holi Mubarak.
Happy Holi.
Happy Holi.
हैप्पी होली। दीदी आप बोलना हैप्पी होली।
आई रे होली आई रे होली आई रे हाँ।
So, welcome all of you, and thank you so much, Sapna Didi, for joining. But before I give it to you, I'll just do a few other housekeeping things, and also, first, I would like to invite Sister Claudia, who is the center coordinator from Vancouver, and I'll request her to please officially welcome Sapna Didi. Over to you, Sister Claudia.
Sorry, I was mute. Is happy Holi, and it's a pleasure to have you with us today for the first time on this program. So I'm sure that we are going to enjoy your talk. So I thought to bring you some flowers that reminds the Holi, all different colors. So I like to give you this bouquet of different colors of flowers to remind ourselves that we are holy, and to also give you as a gift from all of us who are here tonight. Thank you for coming with us.
Thank you, sister. Thank you.
So, thank you so much, Sister Claudia. And before I pass it on again to Sister Sapna, let me just today do a little bit unique way of introducing. I'll just tell you about Sapna Didi, not in detail, but she has been instrumental in serving the entire country of China. And let me just start showing you a few things what she's done since the last 7 years she has been around there.
Yeah,
And as you
around
can
10 years.
around
Yeah.
10 years now, yeah, okay, sorry. So you can see the CV needs to be updated, sorry. So Sister Sapna has been serving there, as you can see, so just pardon me for that. It's 10 years now, and I'm sure I have heard many stories about her sharing that how she was, I mean, inspired by Dadi Janki to go to China and serve there, so she can tell all that stories later along when she speaks. And let me just show the next slide, the next as well. You can see it's all these provinces, very difficult names to pronounce. She has served over there. And one more thing, the last thing which I wanted to say is she's the founder of the Diamond Culture Group in China. And she's also fortunately the director of India-China Culture Exchange Center, which keeps happening there. So a very fantastic platform through which she can serve the Chinese people over there. And with this, I'll just stop sharing. As usual, as I always do a poem. So the first thing is this poem on Sister Sapna, followed by a small poem on Holi. So Sister Sapna is full of radiance and humility, and she demonstrates power through her agility. Serving the subcontinent of China as a responsibility, she indeed molds herself with a lot of flexibility, which exudes through her vibrant, charismatic personality, and through her talks, she teaches us how to get rid of futility, waste thoughts. In life, now she has fulfilled all her liability, particularly of serving China, so that she can lead a life of divine sensibility. And now a few words on Holi, a beautiful festival which we have celebrated yesterday. Holi being a festival of beautiful, vibrant colors, giving us the message of spreading the fragrance of virtues as flowers, under the canopy of the Supreme, receiving the divine showers, which help us face the challenges of life with almighty powers, and finally leading to a contented life which is full of metaphors. So I think with this I would just now give a few housekeeping instructions. As all of you know, today we have almost 6 languages. You can please click on the interpretation icon, and Didi's talk will be going on, say, for next 40-45 minutes, and your questions can start coming to me so that I can ask them in the end, and then we'll have a last closing meditation. So though this is for 1 hour, but we can, Didi, go on maybe 15-10 minutes later also, because we have started a bit late. So thank you so much again, once again, for joining. Over to you. Yeah.
Om Shanti. Good morning from my side and good evening for many of you. And thanks, brother, for introducing, and thank you, our sweet sister, for welcoming so beautifully. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, yes, you are audible perfectly. Yeah, yeah. Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Because it was also interesting that just before the program, there was some issue, IT issues, but still it happened. It was fixed in time, just in time. And as we know that today's topic is about this beautiful festival of colors. Because as we talk about Holi, it's all about colors, what comes in our mind first. And maybe can be a little different for everyone. Your favorite color of your choice might be a little bit different. We would also like to define different colors and significance of each color in our life. But I would take this topic in two parts, rather three parts. First is about a little bit of the history about this festival, that how it actually started. Because when we celebrate Holi, we know that it comes from India, from Bharat originally, and now almost everywhere in the world, wherever our Indians are there, and spiritually also we celebrate and we enjoy. All of us are enjoying this festival in different ways. But when we celebrate, it's basically 2 days celebration. The day one is about burning of Holika, burning of Holi. So, which is very much connected to a mythological story about Holi. I will take that in very brief so that we can understand the significance, why we are burning Holi. And then the next day is playing Holi with colors, which is very festive, very full of zeal and enthusiasm. And it's also like, you know, everyone coming together and meeting together. Even it's very famous on this occasion that if you have some kind of grudges or negativities for someone, this is the day to forgive and forget. And again, restart a beautiful relationship. So it's very, very practical in that way. But how it relates with that mythological story about burning and then playing with colors. So we will talk about that. And in the third part, we will reflect on the significance of the festival in our day-to-day life in a practical way as of now, at the present moment. How I can celebrate this Holi in a right way and make it more beautiful. My life being full of colors. So what are those colors? We will understand that as well, so that we can enjoy the festival in the right way and more beautiful way. So first of all, this screen says Happy Holi to all of you, and which is, you can see the screen is quite colorful and all kinds of colors we can see. In your heart, in your mind, you can choose your favorite color when you see all the colors. Just something that clicks you at first sight, and just note it down somewhere if you have notes to take, or you can just write in the chat box. We are not going to talk about that now, but something that clicks you at the first sight. Just make a note of that color. Later on, we will try to relate it, how and which part of my personality it relates with. So as I said, that I would mention a little bit about the historical, the story, which is mythological story, where it relates with the burning of Holi one day before the colors Holi. So it's about a king, Hiranyakashyap. He was actually, according to the story, he was a very mighty king, and he used to feel that everyone should just worship me as God. Only I am the God. He started feeling that, and he had that kind of arrogance. So according to the story, what happens is his own son, Prahlad, the one who is shown as a very devotee of God, and he was always worshipping God and not considering his father as God, whom actually everyone else was considering God. So he was, because of his arrogance, he was always very annoyed because of this, because of his own son. So what happens is that he tries to kill his own son many times, but somehow God is saving him. So this is how it goes. And then finally, he talks to his own sister named Holika. So here, Holika was blessed with a kind of boon that even if, means fire cannot burn her. So she was blessed with a kind of attire. If she's wearing that attire and she's sitting in the fire, fire cannot harm her. So he took the help of his sister, Holika, to convince Prahlad to sit with her on the pyre of that fire. And you can see in the picture, but finally what happened, because he is shown as the devotee, and also we would say as a symbol of unshakable faith in God. And because of that faith, because of his devotion, what happened? Holika was burnt into ashes, but Prahlad, he remains just like that. So it's a symbol that how it's, because all the stories somewhere relate to our life and give some message, a spiritual message. So according to this story, it's a message that if I have firm faith, not only in God, but actually it's a faith in truth, the eternal truth. So if I believe in that eternal truth, nothing can harm me. So here, what is the fire? Actually, what we are talking about here, when we take it in a spiritual sense, so here spiritually, we relate it with the intense desire of achieving something along with determination. So if I have that power of determination, because sometimes what happens that we create very positive thoughts and we create kind of goals and aims in our life. Many of us might have experienced this, that yes, the aim is very good, intentions are very pure, but when it comes to actually implementing that, somewhere there is a gap between that aim and actually reaching the destination or finally achieving that goal. Do we often feel that? Or there is a kind of delay. Yes, I want to do it. I wish to do it. I have a very pure desire. My intention is good. I feel that I have the potential also. I have that kind of quality or that speciality that, yes, I can do that. Because it's only when you feel that you are capable of doing something, then only you plan to do that, right? But still, there are only few people who are actually able to achieve that. So in here, when we say fire, now here fire represents two things. One is that burning desire, what you call as intense desire. So I should have not only desire, not only the will and wish to do, but it should be like a burning desire that nothing can stop me, no matter what happens. Because If I am creating a positive image about myself or about my future, about achieving some kind of goal in my life, there are so many other factors. Those are not in my control. There are so many other situations which I cannot predict, right? So I have to prepare myself mentally, emotionally, physically. I need to equip myself with all kinds of powers, virtues, so that no matter what happens, I should be able to go on, to move forward towards that final destination. So that kind of fire. And the other aspect of fire is, because fire has the tendency to burn. So if I want to achieve my goals in life with a certain set of principles, of course, I can do that, because I need some very basic principles. I need to actually decide for myself. Because on the one hand, if I'm achieving something, and on the other hand, I have to take care of some kind of basic principles of life or some values which I feel are very important for me. So while we are discussing this, if you feel like that something emerges in your mind, that what are those principles or values which are I consider as very, very important for my life. So maybe it's only one or two. Most important thing for me. It can be honesty, it can be integrity, it could be discipline, or anything else. So what you feel that this is very, very important for me. So you can write down that. It's only for yourself what we are doing. So what is that virtue or value which is very important for me as of now? And that is very important. Why? Because it relates with my goal. Whatever goal I have made, it can be short-term or long-term goal. But for achieving that goal, this value or this virtue is very important for me. And you will find as soon as you think of this value or virtue, there is another thing which is sitting beside, which is also walking with you all the time. That is some kind of weakness. You know, this is my virtue and I know it is my strength of my character, strength of my personality. But at the same time, there is something else which is a weakness that is also relating to my personality. But this weakness is becoming a kind of obstacle to achieve that goal. So am I able to identify that? It can be something very little and you feel like it's very insignificant, but actually it is important to know, to acknowledge, to accept that weakness. You know, sometimes what happens is, you know, somebody came and they just disturbed me. They took so much time from me and I was not able to accomplish what I actually wanted to. So from outside, it might seem like it's something from outside, which is disrupting or which is kind of obstacle in achieving my goal. But why he just came and he was able to take away, snatch away my time from me? Where is my weakness? I need to analyze that. Where is my weakness? Maybe I don't have the power to say no, which I should have. So there is some kind of, I'm just giving you one example. So you can relate with your life. What is that little weakness which is sitting behind somewhere in my heart, as in some corner? And I have created a space for that weakness also, because I feel it's okay, it's just a little thing. I will handle it later on. Let me first do other things. But that is this something when I burn Holi. I need to burn that. Until I burn that, I'm not able to achieve what I'm actually meant to achieve in my life. So even if it is very small, very trivial, I feel it's okay. It's just a little laziness. I will take care of it later, but it just takes away so much of my time, energy. So let us talk to ourselves. We can have a minute of silence, minute or two, just to reflect. Now, when I have observed myself, I bring my attention completely back to myself. Just pause, observe. Yes, I know my strengths. I know the virtue, the values, the strength of my personality. At the same time, I also know I realize that little small weakness that I now realize is becoming an obstacle. In fulfilling my dreams, achieving my goals. So today, when I celebrate Holi, I burn the holy of this weakness in the fire of my determined thought and the intense desire, the pure desire to be what I really am. I create this very positive and powerful thought. Om Shanti. So this was a little reflection, and I hope all of us were able to see, because this is something which is very personal. And we would not ask you to share that weakness with us, because that's only for you to check, and it's only you who can see that. Others might or might not, but even if they see, they would see the gross picture of that weakness. But the subtle thing only I myself know. So very neutral observation is required. I should not feel anything negative about me, because it's fine as long as I realize that. It's a good sign that I am ready to burn that Holi. So now comes the second part of the Holi, which is playing Holi with colors. And many of you, if you have seen that kind of celebration, just now before the session, we were watching that video. In that also we saw some clips wherein you can see that people are coloring each other with different colors. So first of all, these colors represent the different virtues of the soul. In the beginning, I asked you to think about some color that clicks you, that you feel that maybe it's just simply your favorite color, or from the picture you can see, and or if we simplify it more, we can see the colors of the rainbow, the 7 colors. And out of those 7 colors, if you would like to choose one, you can just choose one in your heart. And now let us see the connection of all those colors with the soul. Because soul originally, which is my original self, the inner being, its original personality is full of all the virtues. And if we define, it can very well relate with the Vibgyor, the 7 colors of the rainbow. 7 virtues and 7 colors. So let us have a look at that. So we will see the symbolic meaning of colors on Holi. So you can see here, this Vibgyor is related to the basic attributes or the virtues of the soul. Because what we believe in this spirituality and spiritual study, that originally every soul is basically very pure and full of these virtues. So here you can see violet is related to bliss, which is a very beautiful quality of the soul. Indigo is truth or knowledge, means the true knowledge about the self, true knowledge about what is life and what is my role in this life, why we are here, from where I come and where will I go. So the true knowledge about this world and my connection with this world, our connection with each other. So that represents, indigo represents that truth, the true knowledge. Blue represents peace. Because peace is also such a quality that every soul is looking for that. If we are lacking somewhere, so we will have that seeking for peace. And in order to achieve that, we do anything and whatever, means we want to do anything to be in that state of peace. Then green represents love. Because love is also one of the very basic needs of the soul. And why we say need, because if you see medically, physically, because mostly medical science will relate the things with physical body, and it would define, yeah, you should have these elements in your body. And if some element is lacking or the percentage is less than the required, then you need that vitamins or minerals or anything else what is lacking, you need it from outside. So need means something which is originally there, but now there is a deficiency. So you need to fulfill that deficiency. To for fulfilling that, you need something from outside. So need we can define as something which was originally there, but now there is a deficiency. Now it is lacking. So we need to do something for that. We can't just leave it like this. So same is with all these virtues, because soul originally is made of all these colors. Normally, if we relate, like if we visualize soul, we would visualize as a white shining point of light. But as we know now, because we are relating it with Vibgyor, and we know that white light contains all these 7 colors. So the same way soul is originally having all these 7 colors, all the 7 virtues, but somehow now at present we are lacking some of them. And we can feel, when you feel like I want peace, that means that blue color is lacking. So I'm not sure, you have to really check which color you like. It might be your specialty, or it might be other way around, that it is lacking somewhere and I'm needing that, I'm seeking for that from outside. That's why I'm loving something which I actually need to fulfill that original trait of the soul. So you really need to check what kind of attraction I have towards that color. So we can relate with all these colors. Then yellow is for joy. We all need happiness. We want to be happy, and we want to be happy always. But it's not happening that way. We are happy sometimes, we enjoy that moment, and then we miss that moment. Yesterday was a party, we enjoyed it, and today is so sad. Today is, feels like missing something. Often when we have that feeling, and nowadays people have more of this feeling, missing something. So this missing something shows, or missing someone, it shows that the soul is lacking something. So in that way, I really have to see that what is lacking in me, and what kind of effort I have to make so that I can be happy forever. Because when we say these are the basic attributes of the soul, which means that it should be always there, but it is not. Which also means that I have to do something for that. I need all these colors in my life. Then only I would feel complete. So then is orange. Orange is for purity. Purity has many aspects. You meet someone and you feel like one meaning of this word holy, if you talk in English, holy, Holy, it also means pure. So purity is one of the things which relates with these festivals very well. And it reminds us of the inside out purity. Purity also, if we relate it with the virtues, it relates with honesty, integrity, cleanliness, inside, outside, same. You meet someone, you get that vibration sometimes. You feel that the person who is speaking, he's speaking from outside, is very sweet. But I can feel the vibes are saying something else. The words are sweet, but if sometimes you have that feeling from someone that the vibration is not that pure, although the words, the language he's using is very sweet. So you can feel that there is lack of that transparency, or something is being misled or misunderstood, or misguided, kind of that feeling. So you feel like not trusting that person. And on the other hand, some people you can very easily trust, because this purity is a kind of vibration which you can feel. There can be some places where you go and you feel such a pure vibration. You can't very much define that. Sometimes you don't have any evidence for that, but you just have a feeling. And you have a feeling that this person I can trust, but this person I doubt, I'm not sure. So this is something that relates with the purity of the soul. Like you look at a small child, very innocent, very pure. This is the first thing which we define about a child. Happiness is there. He is in a very joyful mood. But on the other hand, purity. We would always say that childlike purity. Why we say that? Because even if he feels something negative, or he wants to say something he would just say it without bothering you would like it or not. He's just saying what is inside is outside. So this is also one of the signs of purity. But most of us adults, so-called intellectuals, we have learned manipulating the things. And we feel this is intelligence. But this intelligence is actually sometimes spoiling my inner beauty, that purity of my inner self. So sometimes in this spiritual knowledge, we say that God loves pure souls, innocent souls, rather than intelligent ones. You know, here we define purity as wisdom. Because if you are pure, you will gain the wisdom even if you don't have, because your heart is pure and honest. But if you are intelligent and if you have that arrogance of your intelligence, of your knowledge, so much information you have about the world, it doesn't work much. You know, it doesn't work in the long run. What works is purity. And then next thing is red color, which is a sign of power. We also need power. And nowadays it's very famous talking about the soft powers, right? We always hear this term often in the corporates as well, soft powers, because people are realizing that you cannot be a good leader or you cannot get the work done with external power or physical power, or although people are trying that way as well, because they only know that way, that if you want to get it done, you have to shout, you have to be arrogant, you have to be aggressive, and then people listen to you. If you are very soft, they don't listen to you. But what we understand on this path of spirituality, yes, that's right. They will listen to you. They will follow your instructions. They will follow your orders, but they won't respect you. So if you really want to get respect, the power that works is the soft power, which is the original power of the soul. You know, just look at a situation where a person, maybe a boss in the company or head of the department, he goes, and as soon as he enters, everyone is, you know, up from their seat and they wish him, and you know, everything falls into place as soon as he enters into that space of office. Everything is going well. It looks like he's a good leader, but when he's not present there, people feel happy, you know. So I need to check that my presence makes them happier or my absence makes them happier. I really need to check which one is a powerful personality. Even in my absence, they want to do what I like or what I have said. Even in my absence, they feel like doing it, not because of my fear. So that is the real power of the soul. So this is the power which we attain through meditation and through understanding ourself, our real self. So all these 7 colors of Vibgyor, of Holi. So when we celebrate Holi this time, let us emerge all these colors from within. And also through meditation, when we practice meditation, we are actually connecting with the source of all the colors, means all the virtues, that supreme being. When we connect there, we are automatically getting the color. In Hindi, we say Sang ka rang, means colored by his company. It's otherwise also, psychologically also, if you see, when you stay with somebody for a long time, you get colored by the company of that person. Knowingly, unknowingly, subconsciously, it happens. So when we stay in connection with that supreme, which is the process of meditation, we actually get colored by his company. And what is that color? That is the color of all these virtues, the imperishable colors, the immortal color which we get. So even if I'm lacking something and I was looking for that color in the outside world, what I need to do, I directly connect with the source and I start receiving all those colors and feel that color. So this time when we celebrate Holi, what we need to do? What they do is, on the festival, if you have seen, they fill their things that with color, and this is like a spray gun, you know. So for holy colors, so they fill that with color and then they spray it on each other. So it's like first I should be full of that color and then sharing that with others. Then only I can share, right? If I am lacking or a particular color is lacking in me, I cannot share it with others. I can just talk about that, but talking about that is not enough. So that's why I first need to fill myself. So how do I fill? I first connect with the source. You know, I remember in the childhood what we used to do. We have played Holi a lot in the childhood, but when we grew up, I was not liking that much playing with so much of water and colors and all that. It was very messy, and we didn't know the meaning also, but it was just like that. So everyone is doing, we are also involved in that. So there used to be a very big drum of water with many with different colors. So everyone would come and fill that spray gun thing with that and then spray on each other. So I was just relating with that. So that one is the source. It's not only a drum, but it's an ocean of love, ocean of happiness, ocean of bliss. So I just connect, I fill myself, and then wherever I go, it's very natural because, you know, you spread what you are, like a rose flower or like incense stick. I remember Gulzar Dadi used to say that, just be like an incense stick. You know, you don't have to say anything. Your fragrance speaks. So even if I don't say that I'm giving love to you, or people, you know, often say nowadays, they often use this language, I love you. Actually, you don't have to say that. So you just be that love and happiness and purity. You're just imbibing those virtues. You're just becoming that, and your fragrance is spreading everywhere. So that will be the real Holi in the real sense. So meditation actually is that way that we empower ourselves, we fill ourselves with that different colors. And then we spray that color to everyone else. So we can have a few minutes of meditation to experience that. So everyone would like to sit for a few minutes of meditation now. So wherever you are sitting, you can relax yourself. Withdraw your attention from the outside world and go within. Relax. Take a deep breath in and let it out. Relax. I am just with myself. My inner being. I visualize in the center of my forehead a shining star. I, the soul, the being of love, the being of happiness, peace, bliss. Feel these virtues within yourself while you visualize the shining bright star in the center of your forehead. And from this white light, I see all the 7 colors, beautiful, shining, bright colors. Shining very bright. At the same time, I visualize up there, beyond the blue sky, there is another golden sky. And from that golden sky, the world of light, I see a very bright star over there, showering his beautiful light upon me. Sitting here, I observe and absorb that colorful light. It fills my heart, my mind, and the soul with all the virtues. It fills me with everything that I need, that I was seeking for, that I was looking for. I feel a sense of fulfillment, a sense of becoming complete. Such a beautiful feeling. This silence is like a mirror in which I can see this beautiful self of mine. And now I realize the truth that I spread what I am. Wherever I go, whoever I meet, I carry with me all these beautiful colors, and I spread this color and fragrance everywhere. Om Shanti. So I hope we all have experienced in silence the beauty of our own colors, our own beautiful personality, which was always there. But sometimes we are so busy looking outside that we don't have the time to look within and just be with ourselves for some time. So if every day I have some time kept for myself, where I can look into this mirror inside and see the beauty, and if there is somewhere a little bit cleaning is required. Somebody was asking if somebody likes black color. I would say black is actually not a color. It is the lack of color, or you can say lack of light. Like in a dark room, maybe that room has all the colors. The sofa is red, the curtains are blue, all the colors are there, but there is no light. So because of lack of that light, we see dark, we see that black. But actually, black is just that darkness, and darkness is just the absence of light. So as soon as I bring that light, I bring back all the colors in my life. So at the end, I would also summarize the three meanings. One, Holi in Hindi, like in the beginning, we said about letting go of our weaknesses or burning of our weaknesses. And we also mentioned that when people meet on this festival, they often relate it with forgetting and forgiving the past. So in Hindi, Holi means past is past. Something that has already happened has happened. Now we don't revise that, we don't repeat that, we just let go of the past. So let us make it meaningful that way. And another Holi that we discussed is relating to purity. In English, Holi means pure. So let me bring back that purity of my original self. Then only I can see all the colors in my life. And the third Holi, which is even more powerful, is Holi, means I, the soul, I belong to that one, that supreme being. So as soon as I realize that I belong to that one, means I surrender my will to God's will. You know, somewhere in some situations that is required. Don't use too much of your intellect. And after putting in your hard work, after putting in best of your efforts, then just surrender yourself to His will. You will find the life becomes so beautiful. And then you feel that there is someone responsible up there who is responsible for the results now. I made my efforts. Surrender doesn't mean that I don't do anything. I made my efforts to the best of my capacity. Then I surrender. So life will become so beautiful, and naturally my fragrance and my colors will spread everywhere else. So this is, with all these colors, we wish all of you a very, very happy Holi. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Thank you so much, Sapna Didi, for bringing out the true spiritual significance of this festival. Well, a few questions are there. I'll just take is it okay? We have 10 minutes time at least, yeah. So
Yeah,
the
sure.
first thing is you mentioned about the white light which splits into these 7 colors of the rainbow. As we said, I mean, in physics we are taught that the white light passes through a prism and then it
Yeah.
I think it refracts, yeah, refraction. It takes place into 7 colors. So someone is asking that why do you all in Brahma Kumaris wear white clothes? Why don't you all wear colorful clothes?
That's a very nice question, actually. Because if I have all the 7 colors, or maybe more than that, combinations of different colors, I think that will take a lot of my time and energy to think about every day to decide which color should I wear today. So I feel the white in one way saves a lot of my energy and time for each one of us, because we don't have to decide in that way. You must have that experience that every time we look at the wardrobe and we see that yesterday it was yellow, so today it should be different, something else. I can't repeat the same color every day or same style every day. So life becomes simpler. And the more important thing is, if we relate with today's session, white is already a combination of all the colors. So it serves the purpose. And even more important is, white is a symbol of purity. It's a symbol of peace as well. So, and if you see, otherwise also, this is the most reflecting color. So it doesn't absorb. If here, now I have lights here. So if the light is coming, it's reflecting 100%. It's giving back 100% to the outside atmosphere. And so we can say that it's a color of giving, of benevolence. And if you see black, it is absorbing all the light and it's just taking, it's not giving back. So in that way, most reflective and giving energy is there, purity is there, and you can also feel that peace. In all the colors, when you see white, it gives you that feeling of calm and peace and comfort, isn't it? If it makes sense to you.
Yes, it makes perfect sense. It's fantastic. The reflective color. I mean, amazing sharing. Something coming to black, which you have mentioned now and before as well. So there are quite a few festivals in India. Some are celebrated on the black nights, which I mean to say Amavasya, when absolutely there's no moon. Whereas some like Holi are celebrated particularly yesterday, Holika. It is called Holika Purnima, where the entire sky is lit with that Purnima, which means the full moon. So can you just tell us the differences, why some are celebrated on Purnima, some on Amavasya, full moon and no moon? Yeah.
So you see, both are extremes, no moon and full moon. So either, actually our purpose is to achieve that stage of full moon, because full moon represents the completeness, the wholeness of the personality, of the originality of the soul. And on the other hand, no moon is actually reminding us of that energy lacking something, and where it's the extreme, the other extreme, where I am actually in darkness. But in darkness also, we are seeking for light. On the night of Amavas, we are also waiting for the moon to come. So, and on the other hand, we can also define it in a very psychological way. If you see, when you are lacking something or you're missing something, then you value that thing even more. You know, that's why the times of sorrow, times of pain, sometimes they are important to make you realize the importance of the good times. Then you cherish the beauty more if you get that happiness after that stage of lacking something or missing something. So they both things actually relate with the originality of the soul, that the soul is always seeking for, always looking for. Is that okay?
Yeah, great. Another question, I'll take two more questions in the interest of time. The third question is, someone is asking in the chat box, you mentioned about the childlike innocence and purity. And that person is saying that when we look at all the spiritual sisters and brothers in Brahma Kumaris, all of them radiate that childlike innocence and purity. So even we want to do that. So can you just tell us what is the method to develop this childlike innocence and purity?
Because we consider ourselves as child of God. So somewhere when you start feeling that I am something or I am someone, that identification of yourself with your labels that are given by the outside world, like I am so and so, your position, your designation, or your qualification, all these things, when we start considering as me. So that is actually, we call it body consciousness, or the wrong idea about my identity, wrong identification of myself. So as soon as I come back, like when we say childlike purity, as you related, that a child doesn't even know, when he's very small, he doesn't even know he's a boy or a girl. Somebody else is telling him, you're a boy, you're a boy, you're a boy. So many times he's told, then he starts considering himself as a boy. You are a girl, so you can't do that. You are a boy, you should be doing like this. So these labels are given later by the society. Or you are born into this kind of culture, this kind of nationality or religion. All these labels we are getting later on. And these labels, these layers on the personality of the soul, they become so strong because we are repeating it almost every day, and everyone else around us also is repeating for us. So in spirituality, on this path, what we are doing is we are removing those layers one by one. And how we remove that? We remind ourselves every day, I am not this. I am not this. I am this, the being. I am not the body. I am the soul and the child of the Supreme, child of God. So when I come back to that reality, I go back to that innocence. And it's a very pure feeling. So it's a journey. It's a journey. So whoever has asked this question, and everybody else also, once you start the journey, this journey will take you forward. That's the interesting thing about it. So I wish you all the best.
Thank you. And a last question, but you can take your time in answering that question because I'm sure you'll need 5 minutes for that. You'd be wondering what question. So the question is, everyone is wondering that you have been serving China for almost 10 years now. So say it's 2022 and maybe from 2012 or 11. Yeah, 12.
Yeah.
So we wanted to know what are your experiences and how do you really serve those people over there? And I'm sure vibrations you told me, but you have to explain us in detail. Yeah, so please take your time and explain us. Yeah.
Okay, I will explain a little bit, but our Chinese family members, some of them are there present here. So maybe if somebody from them also would like to share, they can share as well. What was that touched them? So because what I have seen and what I have experienced is that every soul is, like we discussed, that originally they are pure, everyone is pure. And I never feel the difference is Chinese or Indian or American. This is the practice what we have done from the beginning of our spiritual journey. So when we don't look at them like Chinese or this nationality or that nationality. So they can also feel that purity. Of course, if I communicate from that inner space of purity, that reaches the other soul. I think that is the key. Other things keep aside, because other things might be different, situations might be different, culture might be different, but what touches the soul is that. This is what I believe, and I have a very, very strong faith, firm belief in this part, that as a soul, every soul is pure, and they are seeking for that purity, that happiness, that love, that pure love, unconditional love, wherein we are not seeking for any kind of return from them. Because when we go there, we just have this thought of serving, this thought of that what I have experienced on this journey of spiritual life, they should also get that feel, they should get that experience. So that wish, that pure wish is always there wherever I go. So I just have that. Even if somebody recognizes that or not, sometimes, it takes time for that soul to realize that. If somebody is in that mindset that why they are giving it free, why they are not charging anything. And, our system is like, we don't charge all over the world. It's the same. Some people also suggested me you should charge because it's such a valuable knowledge. You should not give it free. Things like that comes on your way always. And some people, they are just, assuming, or they have a kind of doubt sometimes in the beginning. They might have, they are not wrong. They might have, maybe it's only 3 days free and 4th day they will have a big charge for the next session, something like that. But when they see that we are still not taking or asking anything from them, somewhere, still it takes time, because they have that kind of belief, give and take. When you give something, must have some hidden agenda or something like that behind that. But then when they cross that barrier, they can feel that love, which is purely unconditional. And I see that their souls there, they really respond to that love. This is what I have felt. Gyan, knowledge, other informations, philosophies, not that important. But that feeling of unconditional love is the most important. Now, like if I'm sitting far also, this is what I have learned from our seniors as well. It's law of attraction also, that we are just sending, continuously we are sending with that benevolent attitude, sending that loveful, pure energy wherever they are. I think they can feel that. If someone from them, they want to say something or add on to something, they are welcome.
Yeah, so actually I have unmuted the participants. So any one of you, particularly the Chinese participants, you all can please share. And I think Sister Rose, or even you can translate, Sister Sapna. Yeah.
Yeah.
Om
Sister
Shanti.
Rose, you would like to share?
Hanji. Om Shanti. So I should speak English, right?
Both English and Chinese.
Okay, so I first do English, then Chinese. Okay? Okay. Om Shanti. My body name is BK Rose. And this is spiritual name after I come to Brahma Kumaris. I'm lucky to know Brahma Kumaris. After Didi come to China, I'm lucky to get the Gyan to know Baba. Actually, in the beginning, I don't know anything and I can't understand Gyan as well. But the only one thing is very attractive to me is about the energy. I can feel that peace and love from Sapna Didi. Actually, in that time, I don't know the saint as well. I just because of got some kind of like this kind of public class. Then I know Didi, and I actually from my childhood, I'm always looking for something. And I feel there's something is always should be not like designed by outside things. I'm looking for that actually. Later I get to know what I'm looking for. Actually, in the beginning, I also don't know what I'm looking for. Like the true happiness, true love, and true peace. So it means I don't want affected by the outside world. That I just feel like that. So slowly I get to know this is what I need. And I know the truth. Then after I know, I can be the master of myself. And I have tasted this true love. It's unconditional love, and is a very pure love. It's not depend on anything. So this is what attracted me. So after that, I didn't go anywhere. I just in Brahma Kumaris. Before actually, I also have go to many places, go to different religion and different kind of place to find this truth. But finally, I have found in Brahma Kumaris. So this is what attracted me, and I'm here. And I feel really is everyone needed, because now we from the spiritual side, now we know we are soul. So it's beyond the this nationality, beyond this body. So everything, we are all the same. Om Shanti, thank you. Om Shanti. 我的身体名字这一世 的名字呢，我叫 Rose 中文名字叫刘青我非常的幸运，在 Sapna 弟弟来到中国之后，我接触到了世界心灵大学，接触到了萨帕老师。其实，在刚开始的时候呢，我根本就不知道世界心灵大学，也不知道灵性是什么，我也听不懂知识。这些东西对于我来说，其实还是比较遥远的。但是，因为萨帕老师他的一个磁场，他能量那种宁静祥和和那样一种无条件的大爱呢，就深深的吸引了我。在之前呢，其实我有去很多地方有寻找过，有去学心理学，也有去到不同的寺庙有去找，但是呢，来到了老师这里之后呢，我就再也没有去哪里了。我说那个时候什么都不懂，但是后来我才明白，其实我真正的在寻找的呢，那就是想要体验到那份真正的爱，那样真正的宁静祥和，这是我真正所需要的。那个时候我只是觉得我不想被这个世间所影响，不想受到这一点点事情就心情有波动，然后就是不想要被这世间的所有这些东西让我能够有一个很大的起伏。那个时候就是这样的一个很简单的一个想法，但其实最终呢，就是我们每个人就是想要成为自己的主人，想要体验到那份真正的爱，吸引了我。所以呢，自从那之后，我就一直在世界心灵大学，也就非常荣幸的能够跟着老师萨普拉老师一起学习，然后在老师身边，在广州中心，然后现在在上海中心，然后呢有机会跟着老师去到不同的地方，去到印度，然后呢去到不同的中心，然后也去到其他国家的中心，所以非常的幸运Okshanti，谢谢。
So
You
thank
could
you so
understand
much.
everything.
Were you able to understand everything? I'm sure you would be.
Of course, I can.
Oh, okay, good. Okay. So
Yeah.
thank you so much, Sister Rose, for your sharings, and thank you once again, Sister Sapna. So with this now, I would like to ask Sister Anu to present the vote of thanks and do the quick announcements, and then we can have a photo with Sapna Didi as well. Over to you all, yeah.
Sure. That's beautiful virtual photo.
Yeah, thank you so much, Brother Manoj. Want to thank from all of us who are here today, Sister Sapna. We heard the Chinese sharing. We didn't understand the words or language, but we could feel it. We could feel what she was telling, the energy that's coming out, and we see that and feel that from you as well. The simplicity, the pure energy with which that childlike innocence you explained so beautifully. I'm sure each of us are taking home that beautiful experience that you gave us, and those stepwise celebrations of Holi, of burning the weakness and then bringing the light to our own inner colors of all the virtues. That's really the true meaning of playing with our original colors. And so beautifully also you explained the white and black. I'm sure every one of us are taking home, but most importantly, that experiential sharing from you. Thank you very much. It's invaluable. We are very happy to have you today here, and we should have more. Thank you to Brother Manoj for posing.
Thank you, everyone. Yeah. I also want to give vote of thanks. Thanks to brother, first of all, Manoj Bhai, because he was the one who actually became the bridge to connect. I have been listening to sometimes these workshops, value workshops that you're having. Not always, but sometimes, or sometimes some parts of the workshops, but it's always very beautiful and very practical. So it's very nice. And thanks to Sister Anu and Sister Claudia, if I'm pronouncing it right. So thanks to everyone else who were patiently listening. And I hope that all of us have taken something. Thank you so much. It was nice being here.
Surely we all have taken, and we'll take a picture like Brother Manoj mentioned. But before that, just I'll take a minute to share the upcoming programs, as it's a series of Values for Life programs that happens. So our episode number 35 on cleanliness or swachhata, maybe after playing with colors, with what we should take shower, even put more colors on. So for that, we will have Brother Ken from Brazil. He is the regional coordinator of Brahma Kumaris in South America. And it's happening just after 12 hours. That's for India, 8 p.m. and 7:30 a.m. for West Coast, US and Canada. So we invite all of you to join. We are also happy that all our Chinese family are with us today. So you're most welcome. If you can join, I think the timing comes in our way. So today we are happy to have you all, but otherwise, the videos are also available on our websites. And as we always do, after 1 week, we have the values workshop. Like you did today, Sister Sapna, we do the experiential exercises and again, an insightful talk and meditation. This time we'll have Sister Sona from Abu Dhabi, UAE. And it's happening on 26th of March, Saturday, 7:30 p.m. for India time and 7 a.m. for West Coast, US and Canada. Please note. And you can get information about these programs and all the videos on our website. Visit us at vihasa.in or vancouver.brahmakumaris.ca. Also on our YouTube channels, you can find the videos. So thank you, everyone. We will look forward to have you again in our programs. And once again, a hearty thanks to you, Sister Sapna. It was beautiful Holi celebrations.
Did you take the photograph? Sorry to remind you.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Oh,
You
you
reminded.
So,
Yeah, so I will request everyone to please open up your video. I mean, switch on your video. If you all want to be in the photograph, we can share the photograph. We can have this beautiful memorial with Sister Sapna. Everybody ready? All the translators? We request you to switch on your video if you can. Whoever likes to be in the video. Okay. There are more pages. Let me take all. We'll make sure that we share these photos with you. So thank you very much. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
thank you.
You
So
ready to
thank you
leave?
so much, Didi.